Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we were the scouting staff for this past season's Hula Bowl. Today, I have with me one of the players that participated in that event. His name is Christian Benford. He's a cornerback out of Villanova. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Doing well. Nice to finally sit down with you. I mean, sitting down with an All-American defensive back, so that's always fun. Um, Talk to me a little bit about yourself, if you don't mind. Tell me maybe where you're from and how you got there to Nova.
um, I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. More from the inner city, and moved to like the outer city part here and there. Um, I started playing football probably around like 6 years old. Um, but I always played multiple sports, so football wasn't like the main for me. I played like basketball, I played baseball, ran track, stuff like that as a when I was younger. So I was kind of like on and off with football, but I always had the passion for it. Um, Growing up, I always played offense. I never, I never truly was a defensive player, but I always played quarterback or running back. Once I got to high school, I went to Calvert Hall High School, College High School, which is a private school. I went there for 2 years. I played receiver. Then I transferred into Randallstown due to financial standpoints and other things. I transferred to Roundstown High School, which is in right in Baltimore County. Um, I When I went to Roundstown High School, I played running back, quarterback, and receiver. Then I started to play like a little bit of safety, but it wasn't nothing major. That was my major point. As my major point was like offense again, playing receiver, running back, quarterback, mainly positioned like to get the ball in my hands. And I always play special teams, kick return, kickoff, punt return. But on punt return, I wasn't really the returner. I was only the returner on kick return. Um, but what got me into Nova was I went to the camps. I would just go to all the camps. I'll go like Villanova's camps. I'll go like Towson's camps. Because at first, like Randallstown, like a 1A school, not many kids are coming out of that school. It's really a small school. So I had to like obviously I had to film, but then I had to show out at the camp. So that's what I had to do. And Villanova and Morgan State was my only offers. And Morgan State offered me as a receiver, and at the camp, I went at Villanova's camp. I went at receiver and DB, but he liked me more at DB. Coach Ola Adams. Um, and the reason why I chose Villanova, like I love like the coaching staff. I love the bonds that they had as a team. I love the academics. I love the post academic, like postgraduate systems, like the camaraderie, the alumni that's always sticking around for you. And like now, since I've been through it, I love the fact that everywhere I walk, like if I got a V on, people recognize me. Like, oh yeah, you go to Villanova, and I'm like, yeah, and that's something that's big. That's something that many people won't realize. That's something that's really big in this world. Um, so that's what got me to Villanova.
Sure. Well, I mean, obviously, a lot of great talent actually coming out of Villanova that do make it into the NFL. Some actually getting drafted. So we'll see if you're going to be one of those guys come draft day. So that's going to be fun to watch. Kind of interesting you talking about yourself as a wide receiver. I do think that you are a guy who has some pretty good hands, pretty good ball skills. I mean, it seems like you're a ball magnet out there as a corner. So I mean, I can't. I want to say in my notes you had what like 7 interceptions or something crazy like this past season,
Yeah.
something like that. I mean, that's just kind of a wild number. So you had a stellar year in 2021. I want to say you've been an All American. What at least a couple times, right? So people really
Yeah.
need to know who you are if they don't already. something's wrong. So I mean, obviously, a pretty damn good corner. So we wanted you down at the Hula Bowl. So talk to me about you as a defensive back. Describe yourself a little bit there as a corner.
I feel like as a my talent as a corner, I feel like I could play all three, all the back five. I could play nickel. I could play safety. So I know I could play field. I could play boundary. I could play in the box if I need to make a tackle. I could do the all sorts of what's needed to get done. So I feel like I got the physicality. I could run with anybody. Um, I got the ball awareness to cover ground as a safety. I got the physicality to come down to make the tackle, to stick my nose in to make sure that that runner gets no more yards. I have the mentality to win, to keep fighting even though when things go wrong or something's going down, I have the mentality to keep on fighting. Um, and then I have like the leadership on the field, the vocal, the guidance, the off the field leadership as a DB. Because sometimes the DB you need that. You need to vocalize to the safety. You need to vocalize to the linebackers, and you need to have confidence. I gotta have confidence as QB as a corner, especially being like a field corner when it's just you and the receiver, and then max protection is just you and him the whole game. You gotta have confidence to do that. So I feel like I have with it like all the nicks and the ticks that's needed.
Yeah, I kind of want to share with you something, Christian. So, I mean, we had a whole bunch of scouts helping us out, putting together our roster for the Hula Bowl. And I wanted to read to you something that one of our guys, his name's Mike Bay. He does excellent work he did excellent work for us. So I want to give him a quick shout out. And he wrote this up on you. So just hear this out real quick. So above average athlete who displays good quickness and agility that enables him to stay in phase and man coverage against his receiver. Has above average explosiveness, acceleration, and change of direction. Shows good ability in coverage overall. Impress quick uh, shows quick feet and does a good job of mirroring the moves of his receiver while being physical with his hands. So definitely a guy that I know can come up and press very well, but also run with the best of them. So does that sound about right? Like that eval on you? I mean, did we hit that? You feel?
Yeah, I feel like it hit it pretty
Okay,
well.
cool. So let's talk about that Hula Bowl experience for you. So, give me some insight. I mean, how did it feel when you first got that one call that you were coming down to Orlando? So, uh, how did that feel?
When I got the call, I was actually in the football facility. I want to say I was watching film, just with some of the other teammates, and I had got the call, and I was like really excited. It's a blessing that God gave me the opportunity, a blessing to even be in that situation, and I was just so thankful and so appreciative, and just filled with joy to give me the opportunity to show that I could ball with the Power Five schools, or just to be able to be in a college All Star game, if we say.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, I mean, we really wanted you. I mean, personally, I feel like you were one of our better defensive backs that we had there. I mean, again, despite being a small school kid, still had probably some of the best skills out there of some of the guys that we had. So obviously, when you come to an all-star event, you're there to meet a whole lot of people, maybe build some relationships. So, talk to me maybe about some of those relationships that you were able to build that week, whether it be with some of the teammates there or maybe even some of the coaches. So, chat with me about that.
Um, Throughout that whole week, it was a it was actually a great time to connect with the other players. It's funny because now we still talk to this day, me and some of the other players. And we had roommates there because we were staying in the hotel, and my roommate was Tay from South San Diego State, and like we're still cool to this day. I actually was just talking to him before this call. We was talking about our training experiences and all that, but and we were just it was actually a great time. Like we lots of joy, lots of teaching one another things that one person might not know, helping one another out. So it was never like any jealousy or any hatred. It was all like love and like growth. And it felt like we was like at like the end of the week, it kind of felt like I them for like a good year or so. Cause like we would like sometimes we would get something to eat together. They introduced me actually to this one spot. It's called Four Rivers. I never heard of it, and I introduced them to like Wawa, and it was funny because like we was all experiencing new things for each other, and like teaching each other one thing and another, and like we'd have like deep talks, sometimes just about life and so forth and so on, and it was like we'd help each other with the playbook, to help understand it so we could all, because we got like we're a team at the end of the day, so we gotta help each other out to win. So the connection and the bonds throughout the whole week it was great. Um, I built great friendships. Now we all feel like we're gonna be friends for like a very long time.
Yes, I mean, definitely some guys there that you were able to link up with. I mean, nice to have a pretty solid roommate there that, you guys just kind of dominated. I felt, that side of the ball. So, another thing about that All Star Week is you get to sit down with, some scouts, some NFL scouts. So, I know a lot of guys were interested in you, so chat with me for a little bit about that experience. Sitting down with some of those scouts and some of those interviews. So, how'd those interviews go for you?
Um, I just felt like it was a blessing because everybody always dreams of situations like those, to even be able to give an opportunity to talk to scouts or scouts to even be interested in you, to even sit down and have a conversation with you. So I thought it was a blessing. And I thank God for it. Um, Throughout the experience, like the first few days, it was kind of funny because as soon as we get back from practice, you'll have like an interview right there, then another one, then another one, and you'll eat and you'll come back to like test. Cause you have like we'll have a bunch of like mental testing and stuff like that, and there's more interviews and more interviews. Um, and at the same time, I was okay with it because like I worked and dreamed for moments like this. You know what I'm saying? So they could interview me through the whole night. I wouldn't care because I'm okay with it. This is what I work for. This is what I dream for.
So would you say that
So
you actually talked to like every NFL team there, more or less? I mean, uh, if I mean, do you remember? Were you taking count like throughout the week?
if nah, at first I was because I had to keep up with like who I was, but then I stopped because it was like a good amount of scouts. But I would say I kind of talked to, if I didn't, almost all of them.
So I mean, obviously, talking to the majority of the NFL scouts there, I mean, we'd have to say probably close to like 75, 80% easy, of all the teams there in the NFL. So not going to name any, but I mean, obviously able to sit down with a bunch of them. So, um, and then of course, you know, playing that one game. I mean, we had a really awesome, day down there. Some great weather. So, and I believe you guys were able to come out on top and actually win that one,
Hmm.
right? So,
Yeah.
nice job there. Pulling out the victory for sure. So. So Christian, with obviously having a great Hula Bowl experience, what would you say has been, maybe perhaps other than that, like your most memorable college moment? Is there maybe a game or a play that sticks out in your memory, like through your time there at Villanova?
Um, I would have to say this: my biggest memory and my most favorite memory. No, it was two. The first one was my freshman year. We played Temple, and my friend Elijah Trent caught like the game winning interception, and it was like the crazy experience because we was the underdogs, and like it was just a great day, and that sealed the game, and we was all just turned up on the sideline. But my most favorite and most memorable like experience out of my college football career was the past season versus Delaware. It was the game my son came to. Um, it was a big game because we was going to be CAA champs, and it was like a rivalry game, the Battle of the Blues. Because last time we played, and they took our trophy and they started dancing on our field. It was a lot of a grit going in that game. But we was more mature coming in this game. We was going to do all that shit game, be pushman. That's just how we were, and we was gonna come and win. So that game throughout the whole week, it was just lots of like, yo, we it's coming. Like we need the CAA championship, and we need to get our trophy back. And and my son was coming to the game, and one of the big plays that sparked it was when I caught the first interception. Because I was following that number one guy, I caught the first interception, kind of like to set the tone a little bit, and that's how I looked to the sideline. And I saw like the whole sideline cheering, and I saw my little boy. I saw family members because like Delaware has a huge stadium, so like we had that one section of Nova family and friends, and like the whole stadium was just Delaware, and it kind of was a great memory because like you'll see like people that you really like had blood, sweat, and tears with throughout the weight room, and like going out through the whole season, and like seeing each other work, and like something like that, you just look to each other. Because again, it's a battle of the blue. It's a rival game, so that week it's like a very different week. You know what I'm saying? So that was my favorite memory, and like just throughout that game, it was just so much love and joy on the sidelines in the game playing. Like it was a great experience. My favorite one.
Yeah, I was fortunate actually to go to one of your guys' games this past season. You know where you were able to upset JMU. So I mean that was probably one of the
Hmm.
craziest games that I've ever attended. I mean that was just I mean again just kind of wild. And you guys came out on top with that one. Everyone like that game was tight like up until the very end, and it just kind of exploded when you guys won. So
Yeah.
very awesome experience, there as well. I mean, a lot of great competition, in that conference. I want to
Mhm.
say like each and every year, like it just seems like there's got to be one guy, one team that any given team can win in that conference is kind of what I'm getting at. So a lot of people need to pay attention to what you guys got going on there, in the Colonial Athletics. So um, I do want to get a chance to meet, Christian Benford, a little outside of a football player, though, if you don't mind. So tell me a little bit of something about yourself, something interesting, fun, unique, hobbies, interests, or what have you. So tell me a little something about yourself.
Um, I'm an open guy. Uh, I'm more so like a quiet though, chill, laid back type of guy. I was always like that since like a kid. Like my mom used to tell me stories all the time, or she'd tell anybody stories. Like people used to think I was a mute baby because I never would talk, but I could talk. But people would like be curious, like why I wouldn't talk. Is just I don't know. I That's just not my thing. But I'm an open minded, um, adventurous type of guy. I love new things. I love experiencing new things. Um, I love watching movies, chilling with the family. I got like my sisters, my niece, my nephews, my dad, and we all there at the house. And I love like doing the family adventures. Taking the kids to the aquariums. museums, taking kids to parks. I love doing stuff like that.
Sure.
Um,
You had mentioned there for a second, obviously a guy of watching movies. So I mean, you got maybe like a favorite movie of like all time
yeah,
or something. I mean, you got something you could
yeah.
share?
My favorite movie, Transformers, hands down, all of them.
Transformers. Okay,
Transformers, I love the movie. Yeah,
that's
I love
interesting.
Transformers because I don't know. I feel like I don't know. I like that movie a lot. It's funny and it's good action and all that. So
Interesting. Are you a big Marvel guy? You like watching those movies? I mean, have you watched
yeah.
all of them? So I was just going to ask you, if you're a big Marvel guy, you know a lot of guys like in the Marvel universe. Uh, if you had to pick maybe one guy in the Marvel universe that you could be, who would that be?
Oh, one Marvel character I could be. So I'll be um
First thing that comes to your mind, man. What's
first one the first one that comes to my mind is Spider-Man because my son loves Spider-Man. So like I would love to be someone that my son loves to watch.
Okay, cool. Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure you could find the, Spider-Man tights outfit. Show up maybe one of his birthdays. So Spider-Man could be there. That'd be kind of fun. So I'm pretty sure you can arrange that. That would be a fun experience for him. So,
Yeah.
um, obviously right now we're transitioning towards pro day. We have the draft coming up here soon. So, when is that pro day for you? When is that happening?
I want to say our pro day is March 16th.
Okay, so March 16th. I mean, obviously coming up here soon. So, where are you training at right now? Is there a facility or a coach that you're working with right now?
Yes, I'm training at Bomberitos out in Davie, Florida, and I train with Pete Bomarito. Um, yeah, so it's a great facility, great coaching all around.
Great. And then with regards to that pro day, like, do you know where you're going to be at that pro day? I mean, do you have any idea where you're going to be sitting with maybe some of those numbers that 40, that vertical, or what have you? I mean, can you give us a little teaser?
I can't. I'm grinding for a reason, so you never know what's gonna happen. It's gonna be for the better though.
Okay, well, I mean, definitely looking forward to that pro day. Want to know exactly, what you're able to churn out there. So, but we do know. I mean, if you do turn on the tape there, I mean, obvious guy that's big, physical, fast. Can really work any of those positions there in the secondary really well. So again, like we had mentioned, All American, uh, pulled in a rack of interceptions
Hmm.
throughout your college career. So that's definitely suited you very well. So as we close up shop, I want to give you one last moment to talk to some of those scouts. So go ahead and look into that camera and just kind of talk to them directly. Give them your pitch as to maybe why they should draft you, sign you, and what you would bring to their team if they took a chance on you.
Um, um, do whatever it takes to win us a Super Bowl. Do whatever it takes to get the job done to bring the team together. Um, I'm a great guy on the field, off the field. I love to help everybody grow, not just me, because we're a team at the end of the day. So a great team can't be it's one person can't be great and have a great team. Everybody gotta be great. So I'm gonna pick each other up. I'm gonna pick myself up. I'm gonna hold myself accountable, and I'm gonna hold the team accountable to get the job done to win that Super Bowl.
Great. So, I mean, again, like we had mentioned, I mean, a guy that we really liked, brought down to the Hula Bowl, you really showed out there. And then, of course, really throughout your entire career, you've been able to, just kind of showcase what type of player you are. So, I mean, I do feel like some team is going to, give you that opportunity. And Christian, I just kind of wish you best of luck as you go through this process. All right.
Thank you. Thank you a
All right.
lot.
Sure. Again, I have with me Christian Benford. He's a corner out of Villanova. Definitely check him out.